I am a waste who cannot cultivate. But my mother is the most magnificent holy lord of Yaoqi. Dad is the current god emperor who swept Judean. In order to change my fate and gain a super physique, cousin Ni Xingxing will take out their heart blood. After cultivating the divine bodies of countless geniuses, thereby activating the bloodline of the god emperor hidden in my body, not only can you obtain the most powerful and top physical body in all eternity, it is even possible to awaken the acquired chaotic body. At this moment, I am listening to my cousin's words every word. I was so frightened that I took 2 steps back and almost fell. Sister, how can you be so cruel? I'm just a 1-year-old child. Such behavior can be said to be unscrupulous. In order to develop a super physique, use your parents' heart and blood, and the lives of many geniuses in the world. How is this different from those dark creatures? Not to mention, those young geniuses are all rising stars. In the future, he will also be the pillar of the eternal fairyland, backbone. But now you have to be sacrificed for me. It's really not worth it. I thought about it and shook my head. Don't agree with this approach. My sister is a little too cruel, right? I said to Yi Xingxin with a milky voice. Displeased inside, those cute big eyes are watery. As the saying goes, one general can make thousands of bones dry up. And your physique, I don't know how much more important than those prosperous lives. Brother, you are the son of the god emperor. There is always a mountain pressing on your shoulders. How to enter the door of cultivation without super physical fitness. How to start your own spiritual path. Even if you don't have a super physique, you can cultivate. But he can't become a true genius. Yi Xingxing holds my shoulders. The phoenix eyes are full of expectation. Eyes are like glass, reflecting my little figure. He hopes Yi Tian can agree. In this way, the god emperor and the mistress for their own children. I will not hesitate to give my heart and soul to you. But to people, it will take at least tens of thousands of years to recover. Elder sister, a true genius can suppress the world without a system. Achieve the supreme being. My eyes are bright and my mouth is childish. The articulation is not that clear, but it is loud and clear. At this moment, Yi Tian doesn't look like a child, but the genius who shows off his talent. Yi Xingxin felt like she was hallucinating. Wake up immediately. Strongly deny my statement. He even smiled and touched my cheek. He said he was just a child after all. His words are so childish. It's so silly and cute. Even Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian beside them. It all feels unreal. The eyes he looks at me become more and more doting. Su Qinglian is the saint of Nisheng Dayao. Experienced too much. After all, she is pregnant with pure yin. Naturally, you also know what I just said. How childish. Even ridiculous. Ordinary monks struggle throughout their lives. Maybe there aren't those super institutions yet. There are many fruits of practice in January, and only those with a super system. Only then do you have the qualifications to conquer the world. The reality is so cruel and irrefutable. I don't think what Yi Xingxin said is wrong. Respecting the strong is the only law in this world. I am not interested in practicing, but if it depends on the lives of many geniuses, and their parents' essence and blood in exchange for a super physique, even if I get it, I still can't pass the threshold in my heart. What's more, I still have system points. No need to pay such a heavy price. Immediately I raised my head. Sister with a childish voice but firm steps. I will definitely prove it. You can practice without a super physique, and it can leave those peerless geniuses far behind. Well, sister, I'm waiting for you to prove it. Then little brother, you have to work hard. Next time your sister comes to play with you, if you can officially enter the path of spiritual practice. Sister, I will give up the method of forging a super physique for you. Well, at this moment, Yi Xingxin's beautiful cheeks. A smile that showed success emerged. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian also heard something was wrong. It doesn't have to be how long it will be before we meet next time, but judging from how much Yi Xingxin loves this younger brother, it probably won't take more than a few months. It shouldn't be what I imagined at this time, right? Children in the eternal fairyland are only 3 years old. The physical body develops to a certain extent, able to withstand the most basic pressure of spiritual practice. Only then can you undergo physical baptism and formally enter the path of spiritual practice. Regardless of average talent, still a genius with a peerless physique. all without exception. If you want to practice before the age of 3, mild damage to the tract muscles can leave irreparable tract injuries. At worst, the body dies and the Tao disappears and goes through reincarnation again. Obviously, this is a trick played by Yi Xingxin on Yi Tianxia. Just wait for Yi Tian to dig in. And Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian looked at each other. Those eyes like crystal agate flashed with light. I don't intend to warn you. Because they also hope the little master can have a super physique. Become a peerless genius in the future, coupled with the blood of the God Emperor hidden in the body. That is the true form of the God Emperor. At this moment, I look at Sister Tang in front of me and want to laugh in my heart, because I have already predicted Sister Tang's prediction. What if other children were really fooled? But who am I, Yi Tian? I'm a dick, okay. About the attempt on the eternal fairyland. The system has long instilled it into myself. At this moment, Yi Xingxin also stretched out her delicate jade fingers. Play hook with me. In this case, little brother, you have to work hard. Sister, please come back to play with you in a few days. Do not miss me. As soon as he finished speaking, the space was torn apart. I saw my cousin driving a huge dragon boat. After entering the void, disappeared quickly. Yi Xingxin, as the president of Tianbao Chamber of Commerce. I'm usually in a hurry. Even returning to the family is extremely rare. But in order to see Yi Tian, he is much more diligent than usual. Little master, let's go back to the palace. You need enough rest. Huang Ruoxi stepped forward and said softly. The voice is so gentle, I scream in my heart that I can't stand it. Suddenly, I felt numb all over my body, but I gradually got used to it. In fact, Huang Ruoxi is also worried about me. He's going out to run around and cause trouble in Wang Gai's house again. The title of my little devil incarnation. But it is by no means a wasted reputation. It said that plus that little dragon. Even the two of them can't do anything to the little master. Hey, then I have to go back and rest. I was originally thinking of going out to play for a while. A moment later, I was reluctantly taken back to bed by 2 maids. Palace bed. During this period, it is inevitable to eat tofu again, but Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian don't care either. In their eyes, the little master is just a little bird's baby. At this moment, on the soft big bed in the bedroom, I stared blankly at the ceiling. I thought in my heart that I must prove it to my cousin. Otherwise, with her temperament, she will definitely help me refine my physique. Talk about my greedy and weak body, how to embark on the path of spiritual practice. I'm thinking about it so much that I don't know what to do. But at this moment, Brother Tongzi suddenly sent a message. Boy, you don't have to worry so much. Because it has already been integrated with the Immortal Valley. There is still the power of ice flowing in your body. Already surpassed his peers. And, your body has been tempered by the laws of the past. So big that you can feel comfortable, only in terms of physical strength. Far beyond those super physiques. Maybe I'll meet other children first in eternity. Only when you are 3 years old can you embark on the spiritual path. Ju awakening the god of flesh. But for you, you can start practicing now. And will not cause any harm. Listen to Brother Tong's explanation. My eyes gradually brightened, as if I had an epiphany. I didn't realize that, boy, you are still somewhat useful. But the foundation of everything comes from the practice. But now I can't get rid of it at all. There are no exercises. Talk about practice. And just when I just kindled the raging fire, about to be destroyed, the boy actually threw a copy directly. A technique that exudes the aura of chaos. My family. He is the eternal tycoon with the strongest combat power in the world. But I am a waste who cannot cultivate. In order to change my fate and gain a super physique, the family will sacrifice the origin of countless geniuses, thereby activating the bloodline of the God Emperor hidden in my body. But facing such a cruel way of promotion, I immediately rejected the family's negotiation. The result is guaranteed immediately. Jingting's own strength can also open the way to immortality. But everyone in the family concluded that I was just ignorant. Because within the realm of 3,000 immortals, there are only a handful of children who can practice at the age of 3. Not to mention that one can awaken physically at the age of 1. It's just nonsense. So, my family decided to give me 3 months to practice. Failure or failure. But now I am not sad but happy. Who am I? We have the existence of cheating. Immediately I gave an order to Brother Tongzi. See only the void. He actually threw a book exuding chaos. The practice of breath. The Jew of chaos, heaven and earth is the #1 skill in eternity. The existence of taboos in mythology. He is the only one in heaven and on earth. There are 10 levels of realm in total. Cultivating to the great level can transcend the infinite universe. Arbitrary for eternity. In the early stages of cultivation, it can also help the host warm and nourish its meridians, forging the body. There are so many wonderful things that cannot be put into words one by one. You can still discover the secrets of it through your own experience. At this moment, I'm looking at the sky floating in the sky, like a treasure book made of precious jade. Eyes bright. Immediately deep inside the fleshy little hands. Hold it in the palm of your hand. A moment later, a flash of the fall of gods and demons, the collapse of chaos, flashed through my mind. Scene of universe destruction. Even if it's just a fleeting moment. But I feel it as if I feel it. Trembling all over my body. Okay. Others started practicing at the age of 3, but I started practicing at the age of 1. Just saved 2 years of detours. At this moment, look at the mystery of the chaotic world so close at hand. I quietly tried to sit cross-legged and breathe out the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. Cultivation is cultivating the Tao. The traveler sees the fog through clouds. If you have a glimpse of his inner way, you can go in and out of the sky. The path of spiritual practice should be based on the physical body and forge the foundation of the supreme path. The so-called super system is just a stronger foundation. There are unlimited development possibilities. Traditional Chinese can also be enlightened. However, the basics of traditional Chinese teaching need to be polished and developed by myself. I look at the words in my mind, almost immersed in it. It turns out that this is monasticism, and I just touched the threshold of monasticism. And what happened next will also be brushed. The new self's inherent understanding of traditional practice. The first level of the chaos heaven and earth technique creates a foundation and tempers the body. Achieve invincibility and become immortal. If you complete the first level of cultivation, you can achieve an immortal golden body. There is no way that you can crush the opponent with just your physical body. I saw an introduction to the first level of chaos heaven and earth technique. My little face is full of silly expressions. You must know that even the immortal holy body, ancient holy body, they don't even dare to claim that they are absolutely physically invincible. From this we can see the horror of the technique in front of us. If you finally reach the 10th floor, how terrifying will it be? How dare this bitch hide private goods? It's been 2.5 years since I started using this precious skill, but I'm only now showing it off. What a dog. The classical Chinese system can't help but call it awesome. You'll get shot even if you lie down. Isn't it you who gave us the system space? But the system dares to be angry but dare not speak out. Who let others be the host? Immediately I stopped complaining. The system directly follows the first level of chaos heaven and earth technique. Started his own practice. Then try to run the runes in your body. To open up your own meridians. Then breathe in the spiritual energy of heaven and earth to strengthen the physical body, but from the outside world. I just sat up cross-legged and officially entered the state of cultivation. At this moment, Huang Ruoxi, wearing a red dress, is walking gracefully, slowly returned to Yi Tian's palace. She also just finished her training not long ago. As for Su Qinglian, then he went to Babel Tower to pursue a higher ranking. I guess I'll be back very late. However, the moment when Huang Ruoxi strolled into Yishan's palace, he was so stunned that he even thought he was hallucinating. The scene in front of me is too unreal. Give him an unreal feeling. Is this true? Huang Ruoxi asked herself and shook her head. There is a shocking color in the phoenix eyes that cannot be dissipated. I saw me sitting cross-legged on the soft big bed. The sound of spiritual energy surrounds me like the son of a god. Surrounding rune's shroud, flowing outside that small body. As if washing his body. The young master of my family is actually practicing. So ridiculous. No matter what, he couldn't believe what he saw. A 1-year-old child is actually practicing. Obviously 400 children are too weak. I simply can't bear the pressure of practicing. From slight damage to heavy blows, from death to death. Seeing this scene, Huang Ruoxi was extremely nervous. I can't wait to rush up and stop the little master from practicing. What if something happens? 10 lives are not enough to kill his maid. Huang Ruoxi was about to step forward to stop her. But at this moment, a slender jade, but a very strong hand blocked his face. He said calmly that there was no need to worry. Young master, it's okay for now. Having said that, but deep in Su Qinglian's eyes, the look of shock is still not much weaker than that of Huang Ruoxi. What I saw in front of me was so terrifying that it was overwhelming, overturning their previous understanding of spiritual practice. How can one enter the spiritual path at the age of 1? In this world, people can practice cultivation before they are 3 years old. The total number is only 5 or 6. At that time, the god Emperor Yi Zhenlin was one of them. But who is he? Heavenly Father unparalleled, still possessing the supreme Taikai immortal king body. If you can practice cultivation before the age of 3, the world can still understand it. But their little master? It's just a traditional Chinese version. Where does the talent come from? What's more, the foundation of spiritual practice is also the starting point of spiritual practice. How can we practice without exercises? Then where did my little master get his skills? Let's keep the little master for one night first. Let's see what happens after dawn tomorrow. Although Su Qinglian was extremely worried in her heart, but the little master is optimistic, and being able to start cultivation in a mortal body. This is undoubtedly a symbol of supreme genius. The little master definitely has a big secret. That's all. Tomorrow morning, let's go find the mistress and the god emperor. Let's see how they decide. Huang Ruoxi and Su Qinglian looked at each other with twinkling eyes. I really don't know if the little master is a blessing or a curse at this time, but I can only wait for him silently. Don't dare to act rashly. However, I have no idea what's going on in the outside world. Eyes closed, continuously deducing in the mind. The first level of chaos heaven and earth art. There's no need to explain the mystery of it. Invisibly, I have been immersed in the world of spiritual practice. But it's much more than that. I can clearly feel the power of my physical body at a speed that I never dreamed of. Rapid increase. Bones become stronger. The muscles and veins in the body have become thicker. Not at all like a 1-year-old child. Accompanied by the practice of Chaos Heaven and Earth Bureau, my little body has actually grown a lot. And in Yi Tian's consciousness space, Confucius is there. After practicing Chaos Heaven and Earth Ju, I feel my physical strength surge. Even my height has grown a lot. What the host said is correct. And your current physical strength, already far behind his peers. I estimate that your physical strength is at least 1,000 kilograms. The system is based on my current physical condition. Made a conservative estimate. But when it fell into my ears, I couldn't believe it for a long time. What did you say, boy? That's right. The power of 1,000 gold, even the genius who awakened his physical body at the age of 3. Not necessarily to this extent. What's more, I'm just a mortal. What other super physiques are there? Eucharist. They will all be as papery in front of themselves. Not vulnerable at all. If you don't even believe in children, who do you want to believe? Don't worry, this is just a conservative estimate. This is the power of Chaos Heaven and Earth art. Otherwise, how could it be called the #1 skill in eternity? The system's tone seems a little proud. I was always hungry before. Now, I finally have my face back. And now I chuckle and shake my head, returning to my thoughts. He actually found out that it was his teammates. Little master, you really hide your secrets. How old are you now? You can actually practice cultivation? Huang Ruoxi stared at me and said with a smile. I don't know why I feel a little guilty for no reason. Little master, how did you learn to practice? Where did the effort come from? Did you know? Will this move bring much turmoil to the Wangui family? At this time I listened to Huang Ruoxi's warning. But he didn't take it seriously at all. People will know what's appropriate. At this moment I touched my face. He looked like he had been caught doing something wrong. In the whole episode, I used my classic routine again. That's Mei Mang. I found that especially my teammates. No resistance to wheatgrass. As expected, you saw me looking so cute. Huang Ruoxi and Su King, Liandu felt soft and did not continue to ask questions. And Huang Ruoxi also knows. My little master has a big secret. After all, my mind has been very mature since I was a child. And he's still a little bitch. He even has immortal bones, but doesn't let the world know about it. If it had been other children, I'm afraid they would have gone to school long ago. I wish he was the only one in heaven and on earth. Zuanji was thinking in his heart. Tomorrow morning, just go, inform the mistress and the god emperor about this matter. The young master was actually able to start practicing at the age of 1. It will definitely shock the entire eternal industry family. Even to all heavens and all tribulations,